I'm Senator Bob Huff. This is my capital comment for the week of September 2nd, 2013. Well, we're heading into the final week of our legislative session, and this is when most easy bills have already been taken care of. We save the hard stuff for the last. We've already taken up a number of measures that I have concerns with. So take a look at a few highlights from this week.
I think the biggest problem is estimating distance, even from a static location, is difficult at best. It's impossible when you're in motion. And so giving discretion, as we do now for enforcement, is probably the best way to do it. But to create outlaws of everybody because you can't judge what the distance is nuts. As I've said before in committee, bikes are not put out there with feeler gauges, nor are cars, and this bill is just unworkable. As a union lobbyist representing classified employees states, currently, classified employees have no voice in the establishment of charter schools, and this bill is a simple parity proposal. Well, that's all well and good, but schools are about, well, they should be about kids. And no one is a better advocate for children than their parents. So where are the parents in the process? And we did pass the Parent Empowerment Act since 2010. Several California schools have enacted that with no outside help. But sadly, they're limited to 75 schools. Now, earlier in the year, I tried to expand that margin to include more of the lowest performing schools. And it was amazing in Education Committee to see the members just melt away and only the chair was left. And nobody on the other side of the aisle stood up for parents. They just abstained. And once again, we're pushing a bill that empowers unions but ignores the voice of parents. This bill puts a priority on adults in our schools, not kids. And what's the purpose? Where is the outcry? Where is the outcry in the community to have this classified employees being a part of this process? In January, LAUSD made news when it worked with parents, and the results became an exciting partnership between the district and a local charter school, Crown Prep. That was as a result of the Parent Empowerment Act. The provision of AB 917 make it much harder for parents to implement change in their low-performing schools. Perhaps that is the intent, but I encourage a no vote. At some point, it seems the legislature, we ought to let market forces take place. With rent control, with inclusionary housing, we create something contrary to the market, and the goal is laudable. We frankly killed redevelopment, which provided for a lot of low-income housing and moderate, but now we have to figure out a way to try to make that happen, but I don't think this is the way.
Well, there you go. Next week will be even busier. The State Senate will be in session every day of the week. Stay tuned. This is when it gets interesting. Thanks for joining me. I'm Senator Bob Huff.